Hi, in this module, we're going to be talking about assessment. Specifically, today we're talking about the strong assessment. Next week, we're going to be talking about the MBTI assessment, both of which you have previously done and you will have received your results prior to the lecture. So assessments, it's very important that we keep the results in perspective. It doesn't define your abilities. It's subject to your mood when taken. It's one piece of information in a really large puzzle. So in assessment, it doesn't have a magic power or a magic answer. And in fact, your own self-assessment is critical to validate the results. So for instance, if your self-assessment of your Holland code is different from the way it comes out, we're going to really veer toward yours. We're going to validate yours because really you obviously know yourself best. But let's just say that assessments are very valuable. They're a valuable tool. They're a useful tool when we're talking about careers and we're talking kind of about this pathway that we're on, uncovering clues as to, what might be a good fit for us. So let's go ahead and start to think about the Holland Codes and the strong assessment. So the Holland Codes are used for really exploring career types. And the theory behind the Holland Code is that people can be loosely classified into 6 different groups, and it's RIASEC, R-I-A-S-E-C, realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. I'm going to go over each one briefly, and then you can decide what types are most like you. And keep in mind that most people are not pure types. Most people are a blend of 2 or more types. And typically when we do this strong assessment, it's your top 3 codes that go into your type. So you might be an ASC or an IAE, just depending upon kind of where the strongest answers came in. And you'll be able to see this on your results. Okay, so Holland's theory, people express their personality through vocational choices. We're attracted to occupations that match our personality, and that career satisfaction depends on the match or congruence between your personality and the work environment. So here is a graphic depiction of it with the codes and where they are. So first, just let's talk a little bit about realistic and what realistic types are like. Realistic types usually have mechanical and athletic abilities. They might like to work outdoors with tools, they like to do things that are useful and practical. And so again, they like working more with things than with people. They're often described as honest or humble, natural, persistent, practical, shy, and thrifty. And again, part of this may describe you, or a lot of it may describe you, but we are all definitely a blend and mixture. Some examples of realistic activities might be repairing a car engine, working with carpentry tools, and some examples of an occupation might be doing HVAC, plumbing, carpenter, fireman, a mechanic or a landscaper, or a computer technician. So again, working with your hands. Investigative is the next area we're going to look at. Investigative people are interested in natural sciences, particularly physical sciences and research. They might prefer to work alone. They enjoy developing methods for solving problems. They like to do things that are observing, analyzing, investigating. They're interested in working with numbers and performing statistical analysis. And often they prefer also data, things, and ideas, but maybe not people. They're also interested in research fields, and they tend to be curious, task-oriented, introverted, and independent. Again, generalization. Examples of some investigative activities might be solving complex puzzles, investigating solar power, conducting an experiment, solving a math problem. And then here again some examples: researcher, scientist, chemist, archaeologist, computer scientist. Those among us who might be artistic, they might have artistic skills, they might enjoy creating original work, they have good imaginations. They generally like working with creative ideas and self-expression, more so than like routines or rules. They prefer unstructured working situations and coworkers who are creative and individualistic. They might be described as disorderly, expressive, idealistic, impractical, independent, open, and original. So all things to think about. And here are some areas of artistic activities. Something like designing a greeting card, directing a play, writing a song, writing a novel. And again, these are actors, or artists, costume designers, dancers, photographers, movie critics, or even a magazine writer. Here's social. So social people are generally friendly and skilled with words, nurturing, humanistic, cheerful, and empathetic. They're good leaders. They prefer to work with others to inform, enlighten, teach, or cure. They solve problems through this discussion, and they have altruistic interest in working with and helping people. They like service, that would be providing direct service to people in a variety of settings. They're not particularly interested in power or status. And here we go for social. Social activities might be like relationship counseling, being like a big brother or big sister, teaching, working with abused children. And some examples here: counselor, high school principal, social worker, physical therapist, nurse. Okay. Next are enterprising people. These people are extroverted, social, energetic, dominant, self-confident, enthusiastic, and perhaps risk takers. They enjoy being in the limelight. They like power, status, and material wealth. They like to work with people to influence, persuade, lead, or manage for organizational or economic gain. They have great facility with words, and they like to debate, to argue, and to persuade. And so some examples might be convincing people to vote in a certain way, leading seminars and business ventures, developing marketing plans, managing a political campaign, speaking in front of big groups. Some examples: financial manager, a judge, a lawyer, retail buyer, real estate agent, sales representative. Conventional. So these people are considered orderly, dependable, practical, and stable. They like to work with data in structured settings and to know what's expected of them. They're good at detail-oriented work, and they respond well to power. They fit well in organizations, but generally don't seek a leadership role. They perhaps would enjoy processing and handling data and information, but with a high degree of independence and decision-making. And conventional types might enjoy administrative work, particularly have an interest in working with computers. Some examples here would be filling out insurance claim forms, improving small business accounting systems, tax records, business letters, filing, that sort of thing. Some examples: accountant, bank teller, budget analyst, secretary, court reporter, computer operator. So to summarize, the Holland Codes: RIASEC, R-I-A-S-E-C. We have realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. So now we're going to take time in this module so you can look a little bit more deeply into all of these codes and try to figure out just what you think you are. Okay.